Government has once again reassured fisherfolk of its commitment to supporting them in these difficult times, which has seen a decline in their economic standing due to a number of global factors, not least among which is the decline in catches. Over the past few months, government has, through the Ministry of Agriculture, been distributing hampers to the affected fisherfolk across the country. During the past week, fisherfolk of Monrepo, Annandale, Lusignan, and Enterprise on the east coast of Demerara received the latest batch of hampers at a simple presentation ceremony held at the Lusignan Community Center. The distribution of the hampers was in response to a request for help by the fisherfolk along the East Coast corridor. During a simple handing over ceremony, Agriculture Minister Zulfikar Mustafa told those gathered that government remains committed to supporting the fishery sector and is doing everything possible to ensure that their livelihood is maintained despite the challenges.
We have been working with the fisherfolks across this country. We know for a fact also that your catches have been going down, but as a matter of fact, we are working assiduously to see how we can help the fisherfolks, because a number of fishermen we have worked to talk with. We are looking to diversify, because when you look at marine fishing now, not only in Guyana, but around the world, we are seeing catches are going down. This show that we are having serious problems with climate change. That is why we are starting to develop the aquaculture industry.
Minister Mustafa was referring in this regard to the interventions on the quarantine with brackish water shrimp farmers that has resulted in a major increase in harvest over the last few months, setting Guyana on target to achieve and surpass the 500,000 kilogram annual production target long before the end of the year. The Agriculture Minister also told the East Coast fisherfolk of government's plan to introduce marine cages, a deep-sea form of aquaculture that has proven to be very lucrative in other parts of the world.
We will work with you, as the President rightly said, that as a government, we are trying to make things happen. Now, this year, we will be working with the marine fisherfolks like you. We are starting a cage culture, where we will help you all to get cage, right? And you wear that in the Atlantic Ocean right here. So that is guaranteed. When we work out the income, one marine cage can give a fisherfolk almost $8 million annually, yearly. So we are working to get the technology to come to here and work along with you.
Minister Mustafa also urged the fisherfolk across the country to consider diversification of their earning initiatives so as to serve as a bolster to their fishing activities. He said fishermen and women in other parts of the country have indicated an interest in pursuing the cultivation of high-value crops such as broccoli and cauliflower, etc.
Some of them say they want to get into the high-value crops that we're doing to supplement the fishing. That means if we work along with you and we diversify and give you other things to do, that doesn't mean that you'll stop fishing, but we'll help to supplement the income, because if you're catching low catch, your income will drop. So we want to help you to, like, for example, give you a shade house to do these crops that we're talking about. So now we are working on those things. But over the last 19 months, since we have assumed government, we have allocated and make budgetary allocation in all the sectors, including the fishing sector.
Minister Mustafa also disclosed that there has been some good news from the local fishery sector in Guyana.
And I was very heartened yesterday to see that the catches in the CBOB, industry have improved significantly, very significantly. So this season, I am very optimistic that this season we might have more better catch, because things are getting better now. Because when we had the low catches last year, we had heavy rainfall. Heavy rainfall, and by the freshness of the water, the fish would have moved and changed fishing ground. So we are looking, because yesterday I received a report, and when you look at the report in terms of catches in the CBOB industry, it has improved significantly. So I'm hoping that your catches also will improve.
The Agriculture Minister stressed that the PPPC government is committed to the realization of all of its manifesto promises.
But as a government, we are trying to ensure that we fulfill all our promises to the Guyanese people. And you realize we have been going around all across this country, not only rice farmers or cash crop farmers, fisher folks and everybody in the agriculture sector, we are trying to ensure that we work with. Our objective is to ensure that your life improves. Our objective is to ensure that you get maximum returns when you go out there. We know for a fact, and I know as minister, I can tell you, that fishing is a hard work. And when you go out there, you are in the element, you are in the rain, you are in the sun, you don't have a proper washroom, all those things. I know for a fact. So we will work along with you. We will try as much as possible to bring in new technology. We will ensure that we enhance this sector so that we can make this sector effective. Almost 15,000 Guyanese or more depend on the fishing sector. And we have to ensure that we support this sector. We have to ensure that we work with you to broaden and increase so that your income, as long as your income increase, then the country will benefit. So when one person working in the fishing industry, you have another 4 persons depend on that one person. So that's the effect that we are talking about. And we'll continue to, as I said, to make the kind of allocation necessary. This morning gesture is a little help that the fisheries officer asked, and I think that the hamper is a lot of items in the hamper. It's roughly about 25 items or 20 to 25 items. It's a good hamper that will last you for some time. So on behalf of His Excellency the President and the government, we will continue to work with you as Minister of Agriculture. I know for a fact that I have met you once, sometime over there at Manripo, and I will continue to meet with you. I have been meeting with fisher folks and fishermen across this country. But our aim is to ensure that we develop this industry and make it one of the most lucrative industries in our country.
A total of 170 hampers were distributed to a similar number of fisherfolk families of the East Coast Demerara communities of Luzignan, Enterprise, Monrepo, and Annandale.